Problematic Pub Podcast.
Problematic Pub Podcast.
Problematic Pub Podcast. The lunatics won't get much.
Problematic Pub Podcast.
Problematic Pub Podcast. Problematic Pub Podcast. Get out, man!
You think it's funny? Come here and smack you in the mouth.
Just letting everybody know we on Patreon. It's just £3 a month and it helps us keep this going. All the money we earn goes back into the podcast. We'll do some travel specials. We've got a lot of things we want to do. For just £3 a month, you are helping us tremendously. What do they get for the £3, Simon?
So for £3 a month, you're going to get early access to all our public episodes without any of the adverts in. You're going to get an extra episode every week, which is a Patreon, the dodgy stuff we have to hide behind the paywall. You're also going to get access to our entire back catalogue of every Patreon episode we've done since day one. You're also going to get early access to tickets to anything we're doing. That includes the Comedy Club in Pontardawe and any of the live tours. That's everything you get.
You find us on patreon.com/problematicpub. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the Problematic Pub Podcast with myself, Sandro Emmanuel. This man sitting next to me never changes. It's always him. Who is it, boy?
Oh, me now?
Yeah,
Sandro Ford.
Yeah, who we got on today, Sandro?
We have a comedy legend. He's all the way from England. His name is Alistair Barrie.
You bastard. Welcome to the podcast, Alistair.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm glad to find it after I found somewhere to park my car.
At the top, we give our guests about 30 seconds to sort of tell them what you're all about, and then we're going to move on to more mental stories. So, Alistair, what are you all about?
What am I all about? That's a big fucking question for 30 seconds. I'm all about comedy. I'm a topical comic who's been doing it just long enough that you get things like, circuit legend, which means has hung around fucking ages and isn't famous.
That is definitely circuit legend.
He's a legend on the circuit. Is one of those that you hear it and go, "That you fucking."
It is better than being like, because when I first started, I was the best open micer, and I was much better than that.
I used to be when I started, when Time Out still did its listings. The Time Out adjective was a very famous thing, and you would go, and there were loads of them. I think I was sharp at first, and then I was raconteur because I had a joke about it. And then, but the real terrible one was you got experienced, because that just meant I've run out of things to say. It's been around ages. And then if you went from experienced to highly experienced, and that was like, well, you're basically dead.
Where are you from, Alistair?
Good question. Born in London, folks live on the Isle of Wight, went to school in Bath, lived in London for years, moved out of London a little while ago. So
you live in all places.
I've been.
You've got a lot of accents.
Where haven't I been?
Yeah.
Yet I still went for this plummy fucking English one.
What would you say that accent is then?
I believe it. I believe it's cunty. I believe it's called received pronunciations.
You don't smart me again.
I like to speak to my voiceover agent. I'm sure we can sort something out. But I'll put, next time I'm doing my CV, I'll just put cunty.
So how long is it? Because Bath got quite an accent, doesn't it?
Well, it depends very much. If you're going to go like proper West Country, come on, Bath. But also, I went to boarding school in Bath, where you obviously pronounce it Bath. Right. Bath. And the accent varies very much depending on your socio-economic situation.
But you say you went to boarding school, were your parents a bit annoyed now you're a comedian? That they wasted all that money?
I think there's definitely a case to be made. It's like, they spent shitloads on my education, and then I wanted to be an actor, and they were all right with it, but they sort of thought I'd grow out of it. And then I became a comedian, and it's like, but it's not something. My dad was a doctor, and it's that thing of, and from a very good place, those parents who go, you railroad you into this because you go that way, and so
you make a career for yourself,
So you're making me choose my A-levels at 15, that means I'm going to decide what I'm doing till I'm 65, and that never really appealed to me. But I always remember my dad, when I started, it was like, what, like Edinburgh, going, but you paid to go to the Edinburgh Festival? Yes.
You worked free for a month.
There's all this sort of thing, and I always remember he was at a conference in some fancy hotel in the New Forest, Chewton Glen Hotel, I think it was called, and they're all sitting around, basically it's doctors moaning about their children, and one of them's going, my child's trying to be a bloody actor, and my dad was like, and my son's trying to do it. Well, actually, apparently he's now trying to be some sort of comedian. He's got some sort of gig next week at somewhere called the Comedy Shop, and this other woman at the table went, the Comedy store? And my dad went, yes, I think that's it. And she went, oh, that's amazing. That's like the National Theatre of Comedy. And my dad went, yes, actually, yes.
He's doing very well.
Comedy store. So, they don't really understand it, but it's 25 years in now. It's clearly not just a passing phase.
But the thing is, that's the joy of having a doctor parent, because you firstly get medical stuff for free.
He was a gynecologist, so that is...
Was he actually?
He really was.
What a legend.
My oldest joke.
Man.
My oldest joke. My dad's a gynecologist and my mother's a family planning nurse. So as you can imagine, bringing girlfriends home was always a riot of joy.
But another thing is good.
Would your dad you bring dates on? Would your dad sort of check them out first, make sure they're safe for you?
Because the weird thing about medical families is they are sort of for a start, anything goes wrong in the house. If anyone's ill or anyone's my wife's got thermometers for the children. We didn't have a thermometer our entire life, unless your actual head fell off.
Yeah.
There was not even a fucking plaster in the house. But also a weird kind of emotional sort of distance from anything. So I had a girlfriend once who had I think she found a lump somewhere, and my mother was like, well, your father could look at it. My girlfriend was like, her boyfriend's husband are going, well, I mean, obviously feel your tits and say, no. And to my parent, it was nothing there was nothing untoward about it at all. Just medical kind of thought. Step outside your fucking little world for a minute.
See, my
basically
dad
just offered to grope my girlfriend, so it's perfectly normal.
My dad wasn't a gynecologist, and he's still off it. You know what I mean? I don't know what he was up to.
You are because I think doctors, there's that professional side. They cut away from the kind of normal.
But you have to keep yourself sort of emotionally, because my dad's a gynecologist. He's got babies dying on him and stuff like that, and so you have to have sort of an emotional disconnect.
Sorry, my pen.
It's going to pick up.
I love
just when I start talking about dead babies, you start going, this is the time to get the biro really working.
Write this down, dead babies.
Just give it an emotional undercurrent that it needs. That's really, you have to. It's like when you do gigs for the soldiers as well. They have got some really fucking dark humour because they have to have because of the shit they get up to.
Oh mate, I got booked for the Chepstow place where all the troops, whether they're on and they were coming back, and first corporate I ever did, forgot what I was, made a joke about widows, and I was 7 minutes in my set and they put me out the back door.
What? Widows?
Yeah.
Mate.
Stupid, isn't it?
The weird thing is with that though, you get people go, don't say this, don't say that, and the thing is they love all that shit. I did I can't remember the name of it, but it's the place where they go take all the guys who've had limbs blown off. And there are kind of it's like anything, it's like careful what you say, but the bottom line is just don't be a dick.
And
with all due respect, if you're talking to a load of people with widows, it's a little bit of a dick move. Because this guy, he literally pulled his leg off his stump and started waving it in my face and his stump, and I was like, big fucking deal, you got a stump, fuck off. And they came up to me, I was like, that was brilliant, you fucking got him. And but reported wrongly, it would be like comedian mocks man with one leg. Who gave his leg for his country. So it very much depends on, but there's loads like that. There's can I say who it is? When they used to do the decompression gigs in Cyprus, which when Afghanistan and Iraq were going on, and they would bring guys over to shows in Cyprus just for a couple of days. It was actually a really good idea because it just got them to chill the fuck out.
Take them back and
so when they go home. They came up originally after the Falklands, because basically after the Falklands, the Marines came back on the Ark Royal, and it took like a week or 2 months drinking beers, got there, all that. Whereas the Paras all came back overnight on a plane. And there was horrible amounts of domestic violence and stuff because they hadn't decompressed. So you do these ones in Cyprus, and sometimes they were quite strict about it, because when you started, it was like, there's the beers, lads, off you go, and a fucking riot would start. So it became quite, there's 3 beer limit, and here's the show, and do that, and it was great. It was, for years we went out there and did that. But then you'd occasionally do the Special Forces ones. And Special Forces are just a bit different.
They could kill you.
Well, but the thing is, you don't mention that because they're like, that's not what we do. Everyone's like, fucking, you train killer. But they're actually, Special Forces are just quiet because they don't need to be threatening. They just, if it gets to it, they can deal with things.
They can just do
there was one comic who was quite a dangerous comedian who didn't get booked.
I love how sarcastic he is.
Wasn't reliable enough on the sort of club front, but he got booked, and they had a Special Forces out, and he started taking the piss out of the Padre.
Yeah.
The one thing you don't do, especially in the SAS, which has got a real history with if you know the history of the SAS, the original Padre McCluskey was a legend. And it doesn't matter if you're religious or not, you don't fuck with the Padre. And he started, and honestly, it was like after the show, he was taken to one side. The actual bookers were taken to one side and went, "You need to get him off the island tonight because otherwise he's never coming off this island." Okay, that wasn't a booking that worked out.
Jesus Christ!
Are you trying to book a Ryanair flight that's delayed? Oh fucking hell! I've got to
And
get out
even
tonight.
he didn't mention widows.
Were they good paying gigs? I'll just go out there. Was it a small fall you done it for?
They were. I mean, yeah, you got paid. I mean, that was a weird thing about it. That was. I mean, because you couldn't be on the base, so they had a place for you to stay, and it was nice. And you kind of were going, I'm getting paid more for this week than these guys are, who are risking their lives.
It's mad.
And you get these guys coming to go, thank you so much for doing this, and you're kind of going, that is quite all right.
Yeah,
you're doing a lot more.
All those guys are probably shit comedians.
Well, yeah. Having said that, I don't think I'd be a great soldier. So.
I'd be rubbish in a war situation, mate. I'm not fucking manly enough. Like, you know, you could do it.
I got gout. I'd be fucked. I
That
can't have gout on war.
I feel like you've got gout deliberately just in case they call back national service.
Yeah. Well, I got gout X, man. They can't touch me.
I don't think undercover would be your strong suit.
You've got gout and X and they can't touch you. They
Bleached
don't
perm
want to touch you.
moving through with gout. Okay.
I'd be too much. I reckon that'll be a thing. Do you reckon they'll bring back national service?
It's the thing.
It's going to be all drones
the
now.
thing they always.
I
I genuinely, and this is where my old lefty principles. Some sort of national service where you get from every fucking strata of society. So not you're going to go for a gap year in Mozambique to do it. No, you fucking get on there and do the bins as well.
Yeah,
everyone. Because that old adage, which is really tedious. Like there's two kinds of people in the world, and which always annoys me. But the one thing I do think there's two kinds of people in the world: people who've worked in catering and those who haven't. Those who have worked in catering don't behave like cunts in pubs. Those who haven't, or restaurants, and it's basically how you treat people who are serving you. Right? Yeah, and I think. If all of society, every single person had to do 6 months of just like some sort of community-based...
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone would get much more of a level playing field.
And it's free labour for 6 months.
And it's free labour for 6 months as well. So my garden needs cutting.
I was that guy who used to have hospitality. I was a bit cunty to people in bars. Not in a bad way. I go in like 10 to 11 and go, come on, please, please.
Yeah, but that's...
Please, not like that. I don't know, beg and stuff.
That's you asking for another drink. That's not you going... Garçon,
no, I don't mean that, but
that sort of person.
Oh, you mean that person?
Those sort of person.
Oh, I mean, like, I was going in and it's really pissed because then I did a couple of shifts in the bar and I was like, right, this really pisses me off. Is that not someone asks for a late drink, someone coming to the bar who haven't been here all night and expecting to drink a 5 to 11.
Yeah,
and I used to do that quite a lot.
Yeah.
Especially at a gig.
I'm somehow unsurprised.
Right, that guy after the gig, I'd rush back. I'd run in like, oh, can I have a beer? And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, like. But then now I'm like. Now I just take hands home.
I feel like you did it differently. I feel like you were sitting in your house all night looking at your clock going, right, it's 5 to 11. You go into the bar.
I haven't wanted to drink all night, but now I can annoy someone.
That thing, say, like, is that... I think more your people do that more, all that, than us, really.
Your people?
Yes, more the London boroughs.
Here we go. The English?
No, just the more the London boroughs.
You mean people with received pronunciation?
More the southern...
No, just like anything in life is respect for your fellow human. And as someone who used to be a waiter, I mean, like, if anyone's like that, I'm just like, oh, you're a cock. And I just think you can see... It's like, I mean, I watch my old man at restaurants, for instance, and I can just see him get... I don't go for meals with him in restaurants anymore, because if it takes a bit long, he just starts to get really tense, and this is where I expect a certain level of service, and you kind of go... And I do expect a certain level of service. If you're taking the piss as a waiter, then okay, but it's the people who immediately presume... Because you're the waiter and they're the customer, they are a superior social being. That pisses me off. My people don't do that. Some people who sound like my people may do.
You say his people do it. What it is?
I don't mean.
No, Alistair's got more of a chance of getting understood. Is what you mean? If you're on the bike,
I say his people. I mean southern borders.
Oh,
so once you get to like Bath, Bath, I call it.
Yeah.
and then like maybe
Go right a bit towards the southwest,
Yeah,
southeast England.
The before Birmingham.
You're going to go the Burning Crossing.
Birmingham then, that can be a bit cunty. So that area, people are more rude, people get there a bit more tense. That's what I thought, you're not, you're a nice guy, but when I go down there, I find people being a bit...
Well, that's because you're turning up at the bar at 11:05.
But you must realise that southern people across Britain are a bit more like, oh, I'm southern. They have got a bit more. London they've ebbed up their own arse a little bit. That's what I mean. Like down here, you go to the shop down here, everything's chilled. Now in London, it's all like, oh, fucking hell, business is normal.
I can't believe how many listeners he's just fucking lost us in one statement. Cheers, mate.
No, I don't mean that the bad way.
Again and again, though, I just honestly, people are people wherever you fucking go. Like, you know, I was in Pontardawe last night for your second gig. Absolutely, there was an arsehole in the front row. That happens in every city. And then afterwards, I went to the bar. Funny enough, 5 to 11. Nice bloke called Nathan in the Dilwyn Arms Hotel. Went, I was going to shut up, and there we are. There's a Guinness and a whiskey, and that was absolutely lovely. And then some bloke over there started talking to me out of nowhere, just being very lovely and friendly and Welsh.
Yeah, that's Wales.
You know, well, no, but that is Wales, and I fucking love it. But also, if you go to the right part of London and you're not standing there demanding drinks loudly, bleak fright wig, going, these people are cunts, then maybe you'd get on with them better.
No, I know what you mean, though. Yeah, I do know what you mean. But London, then again, living in London, because I've always lived in like this metropolitan, don't you?
Is this metropolitan round here?
Is London more metropolitan, do you think?
Are you asking, is London more metropolitan than Port Talbot?
Well, metropolitan is more like city. What's metropolitan now? What are we calling it again? Not metropolitan.
I don't know what word you're going for here.
I don't know. I'm trying to be clever.
You're trying to be. It doesn't suit you. I don't know.
Metropolitan tends to mean more city-like.
Yeah.
So London's a bit more. You know, it's not like London, Milan, Paris, Port Talbot. With all respect.
So what are we then? Country folk.
We're a town. It's a town. Yeah.
Townians.
Have you got a cathedral?
We've got church.
That's
burned down.
It's gone. Yeah.
So what I mean is that because around here everything's chilled. You can, you know, everybody can live, everybody can buy an house and stuff. Everybody's chilled out. In London, it's more like, oh, I can't buy an house. I'm angry.
Well, you know,
there's a lot of it.
I consider myself a Londoner, and I know what you mean. I mean, because I moved out of London a little while ago because I wanted to buy a house, and it was either I could buy this rabbit hut, or I can buy a nice 3-bedroom house with a garden, which I love.
Yeah.
And I go back into London now for work a lot, and I look at it and go, Christ, I wouldn't want to bring my kids up here because it's just got all the great bits of a city, but it's also got a lot of the shit bits of a city, and it's impersonal, and also just sort of. I was going to say living room, but that's a little bit close to a Nazi idea. The Lebensraum in London is slightly less. But no, I mean, I love London, but at the same time, yeah, I think we don't want to be there with a middle-aged man.
Because you lived, I think, as a comedian and busy, just living your life, it's an ideal place to live. But you don't notice till you get out of it that it's hard to bring kids up and stuff.
Oh yeah, you don't want to bring kids up. London it's been infested by the mandem, isn't it? The wannabe gangsters that talk like the whole series of Top Boy. I don't know, like those guys freak me out. Like walking around with their man bags, thinking they're hard as fuck. Like I
guess the thing about that is you've got less control in London because no matter where you are, your catchment area will be this, and that means there might be the sort of like some people with lots of money here and then a rough estate here.
Yeah, smart.
And people who wish to control their children's schooling might be so fucking move. Then.
Yeah.
But I think with there's so much about London to love, but I'd especially as a comedian actually, because I was funny enough. There's a guy at the first gig last night who was asking us advice. Quite a lot.
Oh my God, yeah.
And and he was sort of like, you know, how do I start? And I find it quite hard to give new comics advice now because it's so long since I started.
Yeah,
and also the open mic thing used to be sort of like get yourself on this bill, try and do, but that was really easy in London, and there was also a much clearer kind of delineated sort of ladder to getting to becoming a professional comedian. Whereas now it's just like you're this pool of people desperately throwing things online and trying to get stage time. But if you're not in London now, it's really fucking difficult because there are just less gigs. That was one of the big things about London. When you started, every night you could work.
Yeah. The flip side of that, though, I saw a lot of. When I was new, I'd always go to London. I'd always jump on New York mics. But then what I found was there were some really class comedians I was working with, and then maybe 5 years later, when I'm doing pro gigs and I'm booking and I messages, guys, mate, you want to come down and do 20? Like, I've only got a 10. It's like, I can see what's happened there. You've jumped around a bit
got
too
stuck in
much.
the
Just
pool,
doing the
like,
short sets.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, if you could admit you've only got a 10, that's, to me, a good thing.
That's, then obviously don't do that.
Oh, the amount, because the biggest leap in comedy is it's not from 5 to 10 or it's from 10 to 20.
Yes.
Not from 20 to an hour, because if 5 minutes is just you going, hello, my name's Alistair, my dad's a gynecologist, my mother's a family planning.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes you can, but even then, they know you're going to fuck off soon, so even if it's not like 20 minutes,
I love that.
20 minutes, you've got to have a persona. You've got to say, this is what I am, I'm going to make you laugh.
Yeah.
And what you always see are those people literally coming off going, I did 20, as though that was the achievement. It's like, you did do 20, but you were dying on your hole for the last 8 of it. So stop it.
And that thing of like, but then if you're a good MC, that's you can make someone do a 10 have a good gig. If in the middle doing 10, you all say this middle act now is a new act. He's doing less time, blah blah. And the audience, you are right. They're like, all right, this is going to be over quick.
Yeah, but
they
also the danger with that is I remember my first ever Comedy Store gig. I walked on. It was just one of those gigs. I was doing 5 minutes, and I said the right thing first off, and it was still to this day, kind of one of the best gigs.
Because you're stuck in your memory.
Don Wall, the owner of the store, came up to me after. You're very confident. That was excellent. Can we come? Next time I did it, the MC was Ian Stone. What a cunt! Very good mate of mine. But,
Ian was here the other day.
Yeah, great comment. But he did go. They had this thing. You have to say he's a new act. New act. He's a new act. This guy's new, and you literally walked out with like new act censored on your forehead at the Comedy Store. So they were immediately like, oh well, this is going to be shit.
Yeah.
So I always think with a new act, what you should do is go, here we go, got a next act, and then after they've come on, and if you go, listen, what I didn't tell you, brand new, especially at someone like the Store.
Yeah.
You go, brand new. So if he's died on it or she has died on their hole, you go, brand new, first time, come on, you couldn't do it. And they go, hooray. And if they've absolutely stormed it, you go, first time, hey, should we have them back? And they go, hooray. And everyone wins.
Yeah.
But if you introduce someone as a new act, but the point is most of them are doing the new act stuff at new act venues where you're playing to 3 men and a dog. Yeah. And it's tricky. And, get your 10. But but to be fair, at the same time, if 10 years later you're still stuck at 10, then maybe look for other avenues.
We talk the same shit all the time.
There's acts that we came up with who were just doing the same 10 minutes they were doing like 15 years ago. They've not changed a word. It's never worked. And I don't know what they think's going to happen. I don't know if they think one day it's just going to click. Like.
There are acts, pro acts, who do the same 20 that they've been doing for a very, very long time. Jonglers was quite bad for that. Yeah. And to be honest, I mean, if it works for you, fine. But I couldn't do it because I'd get so bored. And I'm a topical comic, so I write jokes about the news. And if I'm there going, I tell you what, that George W. Bush, that's not gonna fly, is it? So you have to keep. If it's not moving, it's dying as far as I'm concerned. But there are some people but I think we're now at the stage. If you're not refreshing your stuff,
Do you enjoy COVID then?
Because I enjoy COVID.
Because of writing the stuff.
What kind of fucking good? Loved it, mate.
No,
yes, absolutely.
It was locked in your house, and if he's locked in, you think like, this is topical, this is good.
No, because it was...
That's good stuff.
I mean, it was a mixture of things with COVID. Like, my son was born just before, and my wife, thankfully, her work basically offered her... Her work was for an architect that built data centres, housing like
shit. That's perfect.
I mean, Zoom, Amazon, Deliveroo. So they were like, come back to work. So she literally took over the entire sort of earning, and I'm there going, can I get a Zoom gig for £30, please? And so I was basically a house husband, which came with very much its own frustrations. And so, and also as a sort of a corporate, as a topical comic rather than a corporate comic, because there were fuck all corporates around. As a topical comic, it was. I mean, you were just watching Boris Johnson floundering, and just clearly it was.
You died to get on stage.
I was just.
I want to go on stage and talk with this.
That's what actually, to be honest, I wanted to go to number 10 Downing Street and punch his fucking light out. But it was there was almost as soon as it finished, it was like here we go, and we've got and I accidentally wrote an Edinburgh show because I didn't. do gigs, but I was writing stuff as I normally do, just didn't have the normal outlet.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it's finished, I actually, like about a month before Edinburgh 21, was it? My wife went, why don't you go to Edinburgh? And it's like a month before, and then I did a show and I went, I've got an hour.
Yeah.
So I just booked a week up there, and and there was about 6 shows up there that year. So
Yeah,
sold out.
people done really well, didn't they? Yeah.
And that was kind of the COVID show, really.
Yeah.
The one, which is good, because the next year's show was obviously much more written, and I could use some of the bits from the other one.
Yeah.
But you sort of stored up quite a lot of material.
Yeah.
Because you weren't working it week in, week out.
What was mad after COVID happened and the stage time we kind of go in, there was like fucking top acts who jumped on doing 10s and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, look at 10, I was gone. He's like, oh, John Bishop had that. Heavy just get into it, wasn't he? And shit like
Anyone. But
yeah.
also some people viscerally hated Zoom gigs.
I didn't do any.
Like Ed Byrne said to me, I was trying to book a festival thing, and then it turned out we couldn't do it because of various restrictions, and we said we were going to move it online, and Ed's just like, no, I can't do it then. And I was like, oh, that's a shame, why not? Because I don't like it. I thought Zoom gigs were quite interesting because they were quite a different approach, and you're just learning a bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, my favourite one I did towards the end when lockdown had stopped. So there were still things in place, but you could. And I was doing gig up in Manchester.
Yeah.
But I had a Zoom corporate booked.
Oh shit!
Through someone I knew had booked me for this building society.
Yeah.
Right. And they were like, yeah, so we'll do it on Teams. I was like, don't do it on Teams. Zoom's so much better for comedy. So all right, okay. So we did it, and they went, right, what we're going to do, we're going to introduce you, and then everyone will come into the room. And I was like, no, that's not how this works. Right, what you do is get everyone in the room and then introduce me, and I come on, and they were like, no.
He's waiting.
But like any gig, like a corporate, where you turn up and they tell you how they're going to do it, and you look quizzical. Gary Delaney's got a great line about that for corporates. He goes, you get these people looking at you going, oh, don't worry, you'll be fine. And you go, no. You seem to think I'm worried about my ability to do the gig. I'm actually much more worried about your ability to put on a gig. And so so they would just put it all together, and then they said, right, off you go. So I went, right, okay. And then I started
to walk on screen.
Well, no, I was literally I was in my hotel room I was in a Travelodge in Manchester, going hi. So and literally they were like, no, that's not working. That's and it was.
Oh no!
And then I got a phone call going, our Zoom has gone down. So I went, oh fuck! All right, well, what do you want to do? We've got an in-house training platform that we use. So what we're going to do is we're going to move everything onto that.
Oh no!
So we'll just give you the login details for that. Is that all right? And I went, so I'm on this platform. And I can see anyone. No, you can't see anyone because it's just you. And I went, right, but I can hear them. She went, no. And I went, well, sorry.
He's talking to a screen.
Sorry, you want me to do a gig in my hotel room to my own computer? Right? And she, bless her heart, she went, oh, you're right, that does sound a bit shit.
What you said?
And she went, and bless her, she went, look, if you don't want to do it, I fully understand. That's absolutely understood. It's fine. I went, no, because this was the biggest payday I had in like 2.5 years. I went, no, we're fucking doing it, right?
Yeah.
And I got on this thing and I overran.
It all come out, didn't it?
Because it was literally something about you. I was just sort of playing with the idea, going, none of you can hear me. This could be shit. It probably is. I'm just having a real laugh. So it went so well that the MD chucked me an extra few £100 at the end of it because he went, I don't know how he did that. It was very good. Fine.
It's all up built up fucking anger over the last 2 years.
I did during COVID. We did like a live panel show, which was going out every Wednesday online. And I'm like, oh, it's a great idea. Loads of comedians want to get involved. Week 3, my sister was on it. Genuinely, like.
Then it opened up. Then I had after it opened up like that a little bit, then it started kicking off a little bit, and the outside gigs. I thought, I'll go and watch one because I fancy getting back into it. And I went there, and it was literally people. It was a park in Cardiff for an hour.
Yeah.
And he's like, right, so who's in your bubble? I said, I come on my own. Or have you got your chair with you? I don't want your own chair. I said, I haven't got a chair, no. But you can stand over there. I was like, where? In that area. So like, if you come with someone, you could sit together.
Yeah.
And it was literally all spread out across this field.
Yeah.
And the PA was an outdoor PA. It didn't work properly. I was like, oh, this is fucking
It was 5 to 11 and the bar was shut.
But the outside gig, what's the other one?
The car ones.
I didn't do a car one.
My
I
God.
didn't do a car one.
And every flash, they're like...
Yeah. I'm going to tell you about the main sponsors for this podcast. Who is it, boy?
Anyway up, bingo!
Anyway up bingo if you want to rave and misbehave. If you want to play bingo and get fucking filthy and just get on it, these are the people to do. Where's the events to, Sandro?
All over the world.
I mean, they're mostly Wales and Benidorm, but if you want to check out what they're doing, you can find it on the link below. Check them out, guys. It's fucking good nights.
Get a link on, boys.
So did you ever meet Ian Cognito? He's a legend, wasn't he?
Yes, I know. I knew Cogs very, very well indeed. I worked with him. My favourite one, definitely, Reading Festival, and I was MC. Danny Julian, who's the booker off the curb.
Yeah.
He said to me, he goes, do you know who this bloke is? And I was like, no. I knew every single, Mark Steele, and there was all had loads of really good comics. And this bloke, and I was like, we could not work out who this bloke was.
Yeah.
And eventually we found out he was an open spot who had cornered the booker of the festival at a party.
Yeah.
Claimed to be like a top comic and could get. And so basically it was an open spot who talked their way onto the Reading Festival bill. And Danny was like, right, well, he's going on last. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah, fuck him. Right. So it proceeded to be like the best day. Like everyone smashed it, but the thing about a festival is that they do want a death every now and then.
Yeah.
And then everyone, Ninia Benjamin, who I love dearly, she went on, but she could do this, Ninia, much as I love her. She talked herself out of the gig before she even started.
Yeah.
She went on, and it was going fine, and then about 10 minutes in, she just went, "Oh, I'm just going to just stop the agony now," and walked off. And everyone was like, "You were doing fine. What are you doing?" Even the audience.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I went, all right, and then put on the next act. And then I put Cogs on, and Cogs was basically the death they'd been waiting for.
Right.
They just from the get go, it wasn't working, and it didn't work. And but he's Cogs. He's going to do his time.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to let them beat him. And I just about 16, 17 minutes in, he did a joke, and it got a laugh.
Yeah.
And he just looked over his pint at them with utter disdain and went, "Oh, fuck off! You fucking hated me from the moment I walked on. You can't change your fucking minds now, you cowards." And it was just beautiful because then it was Craig Campbell closing, and Craig Campbell, I mean, I'd probably get in trouble for it these days, but he had some bloke out from the audience, and they were basically playing air guitar with their willies. It was quite astonishing. And then literally the last act was this open spot, and I went, "Do I say anything?"
Yeah.
You know what I was saying earlier about, do you say new act?
Yeah,
and Danny went,
yeah.
"Oh, no, you say this is a new act."
Yeah.
I went, all right. And I put this kid on, and he lasted 1 minute, 25 seconds. It was a tremendous day.
Do you know, is he still in comedy?
I've no idea.
He was Rush Lower.
That'd be enough. That'd be enough, wouldn't it? Yeah.
No, but then again, if you see him do that well, the confidence thing still going to want to go on.
Yeah.
I was I don't want to go on like. How can you still have the balls? But it's fair play, still go on that stage with a new act and walk on.
Yeah, but to have there's something not quite right with you if you think, "I'll sneak my way onto the Reading Festival."
Yeah.
And then when the promoter goes, "You're closing the show," you'd go, "Oh, maybe I'm."
Yeah.
You do get that thing. I mean, this is a few years ago when Manchester Comedy Store was still open. There was this young lad, right? Bless his heart. I felt because he was just so overly confident.
Yeah.
And I'm not going, how many gigs have you done? I've done thousands.
Yeah.
But he was like, I've done 7 and I've actually won the Gong Show. And he was just so like, I'm clearly the next big thing.
Yeah.
And I could see he wasn't.
Yeah.
But I was also like, all right. He goes, but he'd invited family and friends to the store, right? And I'm like, Manchester Comedy Store was not an easy gig. It was a good gig,
like
but it was not an easy gig. So first act had done well. I think I was MC, and I put this lad on, and he did his first joke, and literally, clearly, he expected a laugh after a beat after this line, and it got nothing.
But did he still wait for it?
No, yeah, but then you saw it throw him, and he went, "Oh," and you saw this kind of look of absolute panic, right? And he struggled through about another 3. It was like the wheels had come off completely.
Yeah.
And everything, and I literally, he came off, and I walked back on. I went, "New act," and I walked down, and I saw him in the corridor downstairs, and he looked like he'd just been in the First World War. He was just like, and he really did. And I just went up and gave him a big hug and went, "Mate, it's a bit more than winning the Gong Show."
Yeah.
And I've never seen him since.
That's funny.
You didn't say it in a patronising way, did you? It was
I
just
gave
the
him a cuddle.
Yeah.
I gave him a cuddle. Just the accent. He's on another podcast at the moment somewhere.
Yeah.
This posh cunt.
It was an act I saw come up once.
Brilliant.
They were so confident in their material that they thought their catchphrase had already caught on. So before they even did
Oh,
it,
the act?
they put the mic to the audience for them to say the catchphrase, and no one knew the catchphrase.
dear.
It
Bloody
was
hell.
fucking weird. Like,
That's mad.
Yeah.
Strange. Do you do pint politics?
Yeah, we'll do pint politics now. So should I do the jingle?
Yeah, do the jingle.
Pint politics, yeah.
That's a jingle. What do you think about that?
Is that a jingle?
Yeah.
It's for the audio listeners.
Yeah,
though.
right, okay.
No one knows it's me, really, until now.
Right, explain pint politics.
Pint politics is something, a drink or a story comes with a drink. You can't drink anymore, or just a funny story with a drink, really, basically.
Well, everyone's got their drink. They can't drink.
I've
Yeah.
Strongbow, and he's
Mad Dog
Strongbow
2020.
is yours.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Such a shit one. Most people is a spirit.
Yeah, this was when I was young. I was like 13, 14.
Yeah, but no, fair enough. But mine is Malibu, which is lucky because
really?
I've had very little desire to drink it ever since.
Yeah.
But no, I was. You know that one you get really furiously
Shit
pissed
on Strongbow and yours is Malibu.
Yeah, exactly. Malibu is properly shit. Whereas side just crap side, yeah? Watery fucking. Oh, boom. But no, because I remember it was a school party, and that classic thing of not having any idea what your levels were.
Yeah.
So I must have been about 15 or something, and there was some Malibu, so I basically necked best part of half a bottle of Malibu, and I was fine, and then I was quite giggly, and then very rapidly I was fucking hammered, and I was so hammered apparently I threw up in a bucket, and I was walking around the party showing it to people.
I bet it smelled like you.
Coconut bile. Yeah, fuck me. So I think that's I've never touched it since.
Yeah. Was that when you
Love a Strongbow though.
Oh, do you?
No, I fucking don't.
I thought not. When you went, you said about school, you went to boarding school, you said? So
Yeah.
would that have been in boarding school for Malibu?
Yes, it would.
So how old were you when you went to boarding school?
I was 10.
Really?
There's loads of parents around here that would love to get rid of the kids, but they can't afford it.
I had a joke about it. It's like, I could just never understand the idea of sending your child away at the age of 10, and then I had children.
Yeah.
Fucking yes, I
Was it like you waved like that? You thought they'd come back for that day? Was it
What is it?
Was it like one of them? See you later, mum and dad. And your dad's like, no, you won't.
Standing at
We
the
have
crying at
left
3
you.
o'clock.
The Wackford Squires School for the Terminally.
That's what I was just saying about Tom Horton when he came on. He went for younger, didn't he?
Yeah, well, because his dad was in the forces, so that's quite like 6 and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's
He's
fucking mental.
He takes you
send kids away.
He said he went in the school and he was waiting with all the other kids with their parents come.
Yeah.
And they come out when a guy can't come in, and he couldn't believe it. He's
Yeah,
6-year-old.
yeah.
And it's fucking mental, isn't it?
I mean, like you talk to, and you look at so many people like your Camerons and your Johnsons, and they're emotionally fucking scarred at that age.
Yeah.
Inability to talk to women, inability to have any empathy for their fellow man, and yet a belief that they are superior in every single fucking way.
Yeah.
That's the basis of Eton.
Yeah.
Teaching people to run the empire.
Yeah.
And we made them prime minister. We're fucking insane.
Yeah.
And you got I'm very lucky. I was biggest thing about my school was it was co-ed, so there were boys and girls. Because I met people who went to just all boys schools, and then you meet them at 18, and they're like, "Oh, there's a girl over there who I'm not related to."
Yeah.
And but does it have? Of course, it has a massive effect. But the thing for me, I was like, my dad had gone there, my uncle had gone there, my granddad had gone there.
Yeah.
Because it was a Methodist school, and I come from a long line of Methodist ministers.
Yeah.
But it was, I had a fucking great time, and some of my best mates are still from there. But I was sort of left there, and I knew it was happening, and I was told, right, and the 2 kids I was in a room with, one who's still one of my best friends to this day, one was from Bath and one was from just outside Bath. They were crying into their pillows every night, and I was like, my parents are 200 fucking miles away. You can walk to yours.
That's mad. They put their kids in boarding school and they lived on the corner.
Yeah.
That's more cruel.
Well, I know what you
That
mean,
is
yeah.
more
And
cruel.
then you
You see it out, so you bedroom, like,
The parents
My
are going
bedroom without any other fucking.
to take a different route to the shop. They don't want to ride past.
It's bad, isn't it? Would you go on the weekends or?
No.
Or fucking proper boarding school?
Yeah.
So what do your parents do? They just parked in, were they?
Yeah, no. Very much not my parents.
What was the reason behind
Because
it?
I think this is I went in 1982. They thought that was the best way to get me a good education. It was the right thing to do. I don't think my mum was that keen, but my dad was like, no, that's what we do.
And because he's been there.
He's been there, and it's, it's the right thing to do.
And then they look back.
And I genuinely, my kids are now 8 and 6. The idea of, don't get me wrong, the idea of sending my daughter away on some mornings is extremely tempting. But the idea of going, right, that's it, we're done. I had a big thing with my folks as I got older, trying to convince them that I left home at the age of 10. And they're like, don't be ridiculous, you leave home. And I don't, no, you have to understand. In my head, I left home at the age of 10, and it took them a long time to take that on board.
Yeah. Is it less of a thing now then, do you think?
Yeah.
It is still, obviously still a thing, but I bet people are more like...
I think sending kids away, especially to board, I think, if you've got the money, private, and my kids are going through the state system, and we're very lucky there's a good school nearby, blah, blah, blah. But, there's a lot of people going, no, you have to send your children through private education if you've got the money, if you like it. But also, it's that expensive now, it really is a divide in terms of wealth. My dad was a consultant doctor. That was the sort of thing that consultant doctors did.
You couldn't do that now.
Consultant doctor now, sending 2 kids to private school is a bit more of a stretch than it was.
But even back in the day, though, mate,
well, you went to some sort of Russian gangster.
But even back in the day, if you went to boarding school and met him, you'd be surprised, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean?
No, I mean, we had to.
Your lot?
We had to meet the cleaners.
Where's the Merlot?
It's 5 to 11. Here's Sandro.
I bet, like, I don't know if you would feel this, but like, I bet you've got some resentment as you got like when you got a bit like in your teens and like a bit more.
What, to them for doing it?
Well, you left school. Do you ever get a bit of resentment, or was it like you always thought?
Funny enough, there's a great story from my first ever Edinburgh show, which was because I love my folks dearly, but my mother is sort of one of those people you don't want in a show because she has no concept that it is a stand-up show that people are there to watch. That's actually my son. In fact, And so my first Edinburgh show was in the attic, which is like where a lot of people are there in the Pleasance.
I know the one.
60-seater, lovely room, oven, and I was having my first Edinburgh. I was in there. Alan Carr was on after me. We had a really good. And I was selling well, the show was good. And, about 3/4 of the way through the run, my parents came.
Yeah.
And I could hear my mum talking. I was sort of standing backstage. And then I walked out, and I had an opening line about, the Pleasance, because all the names of the venues are quite unimaginative. It's like the Pleasance cellar and the Pleasance attic, because it's up there. And I said, and the Pleasance over the road, so named because it's, and my mum literally went, over the road. And I went, oh. No. And I went, look, literally, and I said, I wasn't going to say this, but I think I'm going to have to. That's my mum and dad over there, right? They are here for the show, so they are going to, Mum, can you notch it? And I just dealt with it, made a laugh at it, carried on. And there was a line in the show about my parents thinking maybe they'd made a mistake how they brought me up, which was related to boarding.
Yeah.
And my dad audibly in the room went, and I, like, comic kicked in. I just went, you didn't bring me up, you sent me to boarding school, you cunt. And literally, the whole room went, and then laughed, right? And but what was actually very nice about that was really lovely was as we walked off to go and get a meal afterwards, and I always remember this, my dad sort of put his arm through me and went, that was absolutely brilliant. It was the most genuine compliment my dad had ever given to me, seeing what I do. It was ironically just after I'd called him a cunt in front of him.
He spent all that money, and you're in Edinburgh losing money. He's like,
well, there you go. Well done, Dad. Yeah.
So after you left boarding school, and you said you went to acting place then?
No, I went to university because that was sort of like just what you did.
Yeah.
And I didn't really want to be.
But no, if you left that boarding school and you said your parents that age, I don't fancy going to university. I want to be a builder. I know. I mean, I got told to do. I got made to do the Oxbridge exams because I was very good at English literature. I didn't even have a choice in it. I was like, okay, all right. And then I didn't get in there, but I got into London, King's College London, and I never actually stopped to think, do I want to do this? It was just something I was good at. But it was that kind of railroad. This is, you do a degree and then you get to do it.
Yeah.
And it was quite weird, actually. Only a couple of years ago, my dad actually said to me, I shouldn't have made you go to university. He didn't make me go to university. I didn't stop anyone making me go.
Yeah.
And I hated it. Didn't do any work. It was a fucking disaster. But my dad actually said, shouldn't have made you go to university. You had no interest. You should have just let you go straight to drama school. And I was kind of like, Well, that's. I mean, it's 30 years too late, but it's nice.
Yeah. Because I think if you would have gone to drama school a bit earlier, you would have been successful, probably.
Well, might have gone to a better drama school. Yeah. Well, actually, I am still waiting to hear on last week's audition for a new film with having.
I never done any acting, see. And I wouldn't mind getting into it. I said to you about it.
Yeah, well, what we're doing with you at the moment is a few production companies interested, but they're having to write the characters based on you, just to play it safe.
I was going to say, I'm not feeling huge rain. Maybe right.
Drunk, fat person, loud person. That's
man at bar. I know someone.
Well, I bet that was a good laugh. I bet that was a bit because obviously. When I went to acting school, acting or university, whatever, other people, I bet everyone thought they were going to be the next big thing, didn't they? Because actors, you got to have comedy, you got to have an ego.
Horrible job.
You got to have an ego.
I can't imagine you doing Shakespeare, turning up like Juliet, you wins because it's 5-11, Sandro. Back off.
I can see a bottom there, very from Midsummer Night's Dream with the fucking hobby. Because you're a confident performer and channeled in the right way, you could be great. I'm not feeling huge kind of like black and white noir drama silence.
I'm good at facials, see, like some walks in them.
Yeah, go on, show.
How
good is
You're
that?
good at facials. That is a completely different type of film.
When you went to acting school, it was like you walk there and he's like, because I bet you come from obviously the boarding school and all that kind of thing, and it's like act proper, and then you probably got into this. It's like, oh, these people are fucking mental. We want to do acting. You got to be a bit mental, haven't you?
It's horrible. It's horrible. Because literally, my year, I went to a drama school which is no longer there, actually, called the Poor School. It was quite famous because its whole ethos was you did classes. It was basically full time, but it was evenings and weekends, so you could get a job to pay for it.
Yeah,
which was a great. I loved that idea. Yeah. So it wasn't RADA and here's my grant, because I couldn't get a grant because I'd already been to university.
Yeah,
and. So it was, the theatre was called The Workhouse. There was a very kind of like classless ethic to it, which I loved.
Yeah.
But out of my year, there are 2 people still doing anything, one of whom does mostly voiceovers and one of whom has done loads of bit parts over the years and makes a living, but also does street performing in Covent Garden, does a bit of delivery driving, and in terms of making a living, like what we do as comics, if you're of a certain level, you are constantly working, and acting. And we also, because we've all of us have been offered great jobs that or the potential of great jobs that we've not got.
Yeah.
And you've got to have a kind of like, you just cut it off, go, oh, that's been offered. If that's nice, if it's an actual offer.
Yeah.
But if it isn't, you don't worry.
Yeah.
I've had offers, or not offers, I've had sort of inquiries that if I'd got them would have been life-changing financially and, career-wise, but you can't get worked up about it.
Yeah.
You'd go fucking mad. Whereas actors, literally, you've got no power.
Yeah.
You're waiting the whole time.
Yeah.
I used to go for auditions for adverts, and you'd sort of walk into a room full of people who looked a bit like you. And And then you'd have to sort of go, oh, these are delicious.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Well, that's the adverts where the money still is, isn't it?
Well, it was, but it's not anymore.
Yeah.
It was. Back in the day, you'd do an advert and you'd get a buyout or you'd get repeat fees, and then obviously corporations went, we can't possibly be giving money, we are struggling to make our own living. and adverts pay my ex-wife made fucking, she was the Philadelphia girl for Portugal, I think. She made like some serious money on adverts. You used to be able to make
you get free Philadelphia for life then?
No, only if you go to Portugal.
The thing is, with that kind of thing, is when you get offers that you shouldn't tell people. Yeah. But I'd done that in the past. Yeah. So I got. I went to the firm, but they wanted me to be the face of the crisp.
Yeah.
And I had this offer. It's still ongoing kind of thing. But I went back. I was talking to my mother, and I said, there might be the face of this crisp. Like, nah, don't say anything because it's probably not going to happen. So I walked into. Her friend works in Tesco's, and it's like a week
over the tunnel. Here comes the face of Tato.
I walked in like that now, and my mother's mental, and all her friends are mental. And I walked in and I said, I got something for you. She called me over. I said, oh, what? it's like a fucking celebrations and a card. I'm like, well, what's this? Congratulations on being the face. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is he telling people for? They bought me a box of chocolates. This is just a conversation, inquiry. That's why I don't say nothing to no one about.
No. I mean, we do, but that's the thing. You share, that's come up. I say to my wife, I've been asked, that might happen, it'd be nice if we did. But I was actually the face of something once, which was by quite some considerable distance the biggest payday of my career. And I was the face of a telecommunications company. It's an American one. Yeah. But it was all basically print ads. So if they were going to make a TV ad, they had me and I was contracted, but they never did. And so basically I got paid quite a lot of money to sit in a photo studio for 3 days and have my photo taken. And me kind of going, ooh. And then I did one gig but this still one of the most surreal experiences of my life, right? I went down to where their head offices were, and it was just down the A3 in Guildford, right? I drove in there, I was with my agent, and I walked in, and at the desk, right, on one wall is a poster bigger than that wall of me as a goalkeeper, like this, right? And then on the other one, there's another one of me standing in front of an X-ray thing like this. And then by the desk is a life-size cutout of me holding this thing with the company name. And I was like, and I walked up to the desk, and this woman looked at me and she went, Mr. Barrie, we've been expecting you. No, but then it got worse. Right? So I go in, and the offices are on 4 stories, but they're open planned. So
like the big offices.
Literally every single surface has a picture of me on it. It's like some kind of Orwellian fucking nightmare. And I'm like, I go up, and I go up to the room where the meeting with the thing I have to do, and on their computers, right, they've got the screensaver is a rotating picture of me, and on top of the fucking computer, they've got little cardboard cutouts of me, right? And I'm having a bit of a moment at this point. And I walk in, and this woman's just there writing on her computer, and she did the best double take I've ever seen, right? She just went... And I looked at her. I looked at her, and I went, I am so sorry. And she just went, we hate you.
I was expecting to say, we love you.
No, absolutely.
You are everywhere.
No, I mean, just every day you turn up to work and it's that fucker again.
I know we're in the building now.
I know someone, right, who got to the final 2 of a big film, right, and made that mistake of telling people.
No, never do that.
They assumed that he had it, right? He didn't get it, but then the other people in the amateur dramatic circle put together a celebration card.
No.
He went, and he basically had this big celebration, and had to make up a lie after and say the film had been called off or something like that.
And then they see in the cinema, they're like,
well, that's at which point you go, I can't believe they did that. Behind my back, they told me. It's good acting. Yeah.
But how many actors have like they said that old saying, they don't count your chickens before they hatch. How many actors planned on getting this movie, and they planned out, right, I'm going to buy this new house and stuff.
Yeah. But you don't. I mean, it's a bit like us. I mean, you don't until it's in your fucking account. Because there's that thing about people go, well, acting, 75% unemployment. It's not 75%, it's about 95% unemployment. Yeah. And it's about 25% of the actors who make an actual living. Yeah. But, I mean, I play cricket for a team of actors, and there's a lovely bloke. I was just talking to him.
They do good days, that.
Well, basically, everyone's got free days. And he was, him and his missus, I think they bought a drama school or something like that, and they were like, you bought it? He just went, I'm sick of being poor. He's and that's one of the things about art generally and artistic pursuits is that you don't have any security, and we kind of know that. But as comics, we have quite a lot more. But the idea, like my wife says this to me, she goes, if you were in a normal job, your level and your expertise and your experience, you'd be a senior manager at least with, a company car, all these perks,
pension.
And you just drive around to fucking Port Talbot. You drive all over the place to go and talk to people for not enough money. And we know
people don't realise.
But you think that's bad. Being an actor, just literally sitting there hoping the phone will...
Well, I suppose the plus that we've got is if it comes down to it, we can create our own work. You can put it together. That
is the thing. That's the big difference.
Yeah,
that's another thing. I think we were saying to yesterday. Colin come on yesterday, done the podcast as well. I mean, he's saying, isn't it mad? There's how much trust he put in people, right? As Like we obviously spoke to you about this gig, whatever, and you're like, right, you don't know what I am, for example, and you've come down, right? I'm gonna go on you. I'm trusting these people. This is gonna be a good gig. And then I know we paid for it, but like then I then after this gig, I just met them. I go, thanks for the gig, I enjoyed that. Yeah, I'll pay you in 30 days. Bye.
Yeah.
I might not see you ever again.
No, I know what you mean.
The trust we put in people to even pay us. People don't realise all this stuff. You don't even get paid.
Although that is, I think, one of the
It's
things
a
about the
mad
industry,
thing.
though, is if someone is that person who doesn't pay, that gets around pretty fucking quickly.
Yes,
doesn't it?
yeah.
How's it affecting Murph control?
But then you decide who you work for.
You are, I think with comedy, it is much a smaller pool of like everybody looks after people. I bet acting's quite big, isn't it? I bet it's a lot different. It's not bigger.
I think there's like, but every industry has people trying to scam. I mean, there's a big thing. My agent's getting a lot at the moment. People false podcasts.
Yeah. Imagine if we spent all this money just to rip you off.
Yeah. That'll show his people.
How can you rip someone off for the podcast?
No,
though?
because what they do, and because I got this, I think, oh, well, we just really would love to speak to Alistair because we haven't watched his career for many years. And basically, it's
They play your ego
basically
as well.
going through my biog,
Yeah.
going amazed to see him do, the No Signal, to be like a TV show I did like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Really? You've been following me that closely?
Yeah.
And you can see they've just lifted it from a thing. And what they do is they get, basically, some of them, they just get in with your email address.
Yeah.
And then that's how they get in with a virus and a scam. There's stuff like that. Then there's people trying to get you on podcasts that, don't even fucking exist.
Yeah.
Just trying to hook you in on stuff. And I think just on a very simple level, gig-wise, if someone, when we put this gig in, you said, would you like to come down? Here's the fee. And, it was we did it through, I think we got through the Facebook forum, whatever,
Yeah.
an established way of doing it. So, you wouldn't be there if you hadn't been doing that for other people.
Right.
I was the first person to take a chance on Sandro Ford paying me for a gig. I possibly wouldn't have come down the M4 quite so quickly.
When he met him, he's definitely not fucking big.
Yeah, do you ever dabble in extra work? Because that is a fucking even crazier world. And the extras are insane.
An ex-girlfriend of mine was a director on EastEnders.
Yeah.
So I was actually in the Queen Vic
Yeah.
the night that Tiffany found out that Grant was sleeping with her mother.
Oh, bloody hell.
But what was good about it is you're an extra, but then if you say anything, you become a supporting artiste.
Yeah.
And I was...
You two boss that pub, though.
Well, I used to run a pub in the East.
No way.
Yes, I fucking did.
Oh, no.
And I mean, obviously we got rough. I brought in people to do. No, but I literally, Grant had to give me some change, and I was literally, so the camera behind me, Grant gives me the change, and I go off, and he gave me the change, and I went, thank you. They had to pay me an extra 200 quid.
Fucking brilliant. Crowbarred it in.
That's fucking
Because
brilliant.
I used to know a guy, the guy I knew used to build sets and stuff like that and whatever. And the company down here, he had a lot of funding. He was like based in Swansea, but they would make a straight to DVD, like Viking, because there's all mountains and stuff. Don't do it. They make like straight to DVD Viking films and like all that kind of stuff. And he did all of extra work. And I'd be at the mountain, and he'd build a set at the mountain, wherever. And they'd have like one actor, like an ex-Coronation Street star, would come down, and he'd probably don't go to the Grand Hotel down there. And then they'd bring in these extras and stuff. Yeah. Because they didn't want to pay. There's a certain rate at the top. They pay people cash and stuff like that. And he said some of these actors come down. This one car has come down from the Rhondda Valley. And this one guy, he said he's the most fucking annoying person ever. They'd say like, right, this is like a scene now in the forest. All you got to do is just walk there.
Yeah.
Okay? This is from year to year. They're going to come in, be here. That's it. Okay. Shall I snazz it up? No, don't snazz anything up. Just fucking walk, just straight there. Yeah. And the thing is, it was like, because the budget was low, they couldn't have time to fuck about.
Yeah.
So go, right, action. Oh my God! Right, cut. What are you fucking doing all my God for? Yeah. Well, I was thinking, because I seen it. Like, no, you're not. And he said, go on, in the end, then. They had to say, in the end, just fuck off. Yeah. Because anything they tried, even if they said, do stand there, he tried walking in shot, like all this different stuff. And I didn't think it was a thing. I thought he was fucking winding me up. And then until I obviously know Simon well, and he's worked a little bit in acting, and he said, no, this is fucking all true shit.
Oh, mate.
But you
It's
get stuff
crazy
like,
people.
who was telling me, it was a female comic, I can't remember, but she had a bit in an Edinburgh show that the tech kept on fucking up. I can't remember what the tech was doing, but it was just exactly not what was wanted at that point.
Yeah.
And she kept on saying, "Can you not do that bit?" And it was like a cue or something. Or can you put? And eventually, like, towards the end, she did it again. She went, "I've told you, could you not do that?" And the tech went, "I mean, this is our show. This is my show too." And it's like, really, I mean, 'cause I'm a huge believer in the technical people. Get them on board first. Get there. You need a stage manager. If someone doesn't light the lights, you can't be fucking seen. If someone doesn't turn the microphone on, you can't be fucking.
I agree.
But so treat those people because there's more of them. Actors are too a fucking penny. But when they start going, well, I think this. No, that is not your.
I did this. My mate's got a production company, and he does these like big social media things. And I got he said, "I've got a role for you if you want to come down." It was one of the main roles, right? And I dabbled in that before. I'd never really done any extra work, and I got there. And I met by the extras straight away. Straight up questions. What have you done? I've done Casualty, I've done Hobby Sitting. I'm like, I haven't done any of them. And then fucking listing them off. I'm like, I don't care.
I had a bit of that because basically it was the EastEnders extras who were, they're quite a regular thing. One of them was a fireman. And but there was one girl. Because extras, the program, Ricky Gervais, I didn't really like that because it's not true. It's not how it works.
It's too dumbed down.
It's like, but at the same time, there were. I mean, I remember this girl going, "Well, so I've done this. And I was in Spice World," and I went, "Really? You're in Spice World?" She went, "Well, I mean, I was in an all-in-one fur costume. You couldn't see my head." But, that's right. Okay. And there were,
Well, this person who she talked to me, and I hadn't told her what I was doing. Anything. She assumed I was another extra, right? So then we all get in training, and I came out as like the main part, and she went and complained to the guy that was making it and the director, saying, "This is wrong. He's got no acting experience. He shouldn't be doing it." Trying to get me off the fucking shoot, Right.
But because the thing about one of the other things about actors is you will do it. I mean, I did it very early on. I got an audition for, and this is when I was in stand-up, got an audition for, and I was told it was for Zucker and, the guys who did Airplane. Legendary.
Yeah.
And a detective series, right? And it was basically two detectives.
Yeah.
And we were interrogating an older woman, right?
Yeah.
Now, the people, so the audition for the older woman was Anna Wing, who was the original Lou Beale on EastEnders. Joan, what's her name? She was one of the regular foils of Sidney James in the Carry Ons, whatever her name is.
John Rivers.
No, not Joan Rivers. But the one who plays.
I know the one you mean.
Sidney James's wife. Like seriously, like people who've been high profile actors their entire life, and they were doing this thing without. And weirdly, me and Hal Cruttenden both got the part. So he was one of my best mates, and we did this, and it was improvised. It was like we had to do an interrogation. It was improvised. It's like I can improvise, but a police interrogation usually does have some fairly strict structure. We didn't know. And we did this, and it was just like, and I've never seen it. It never saw the light of day. Got paid something quite nice for it. But you kind of go, but that woman has been in, she's been doing everything for Lou, the one who played Lou Beale, Anna Wing. She's the one who got it. And she's going, "You're with two fucking brand new stand-up comedians, and you've been in this industry for 50 years, and you've come to do this." And
it shows how much little work it is.
Well, actors actors go where the work is, but even the really successful ones, it's suddenly you always worry the phone's not going to ring.
It's wild. You do the band list? Have we done then, have we?
Yeah. What are we on time-wise? The band list then. I didn't know you were a pub landlord as well.
I wasn't a landlord. I was a manager.
Okay.
I managed the pub. It's a pub in Bethnal Green called the Dove, which was Courvoisier best pub in the world in about 1990, and it was in Broadway Market, which is in it was right in the middle of Bethnal Green, Hackney, and it was rough as you like. But the Dove was it was like a Belgian beer bar, and it was like this little oasis in the middle of, and everyone was going, "This is going to gentrify," and it never did. And then suddenly, about long after I'd left, Broadway Market got redeveloped, and you cannot move for like bespoke Scotch eggs and
it's quite
handmade craft of and there's loads. But the pub that I was the bar manager for quite about 2 or 3 years, when I was at drama school, I was the only pub manager who didn't work nights and weekends because I was at drama school. I ran it all through the day.
Was you quite glovey though?
Was I quite
glovey, like white gloves or something?
No, it was a pub, mate.
Wandering
around a pub in Bethnal Green going, "Would you like silver service?"
No, but I mean like
I'll do a flambe at the table.
No, but I mean the glove test, so you walk around the stand.
What do you think?
There's dust on you.
What do you think this pub was for?
I was the barman. I was the barman who basically did the rota, but I would say I was technically the manager because I got paid a bit more than the others.
Bethnal Green is a strange place, isn't it? Because it's still got that undertone of old East End gangster.
Oh, because the amount of, if someone used to walk in and go, I used to drink in here with the craze, you'd be like, get out.
Yeah.
The Blitz. Fuck off.
Yeah. Is Bethnal Green quite gentrified now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, but all of London, it just spreads out. And Bethnal Green's really nice, but there was still the old, because the woman who ran it was a fucking hilarious woman called Alice. She used to have a gay sauna in Camden.
Yeah.
She had stories you would just turn you white. I mean, she had an MP in her sauna one night and she was calling the Daily Mail and then someone went, it's a Labour MP. She's like, fuck. Her husband was, Sean was her ex-husband actually, sure, brilliant bloke, proper, like Irish bloke from Central Casting, like with a sort of, a toupee on back to front and just like, hello.
Yeah.
And he, when they had the sauna, he rigged up the entire electricity for their sauna in Camden from the local Northern Line. So he basically tunnelled through, and he actually one night he fused the entire Northern Line running a gay sauna. I mean, there's stories.
That's fucking brilliant.
That were just, honestly, you just...
At least alive now.
Yeah, no, neither of them are. That was the Dove was a great time in my life. I was just at drama school around that sort of time.
It was great.
And I'd left, and I had a girlfriend who was brilliant, and I worked in the pub, and I was going to drums. Life was. I was 21. Life was full of possibilities.
Well, I went to the recently. I was up in backyard, and I went to the Blind Beggar. And they've actually filled in the hole in the wall when it was. I'm like, what else do you think people are fucking coming here for?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Like?
Yeah.
That's mad.
It's insane, isn't it? Like, it's crazy.
The band list.
What is the band list?
Hold on. Finish that.
You're going to do a jingle
for this.
The band list.
Yeah, good.
It's the audio listeners.
You said that last time. So it worked.
Right, so the band list is...
What other kind of listeners are there? The non-audio listeners? Can you hear anything? Fuck all.
the deaf people. No, so this is the band list. So what it is people who... things you ban from a pub. So like a lot of people say mobile phones.
Things you ban from a pub.
Yeah, so a lot of say mobile phones.
Sort of
Obviously, when you were managing a band, that wasn't a thing. Mobile phones. People would actually talk to each other.
Mobile? No, I didn't have a mobile phone. No,
it could be types of
first
people.
Mobile,
as well.
like 98, and I stopped working in the pub in 96 or 7.
Yeah, it could be types of people as well.
Types of people.
Yeah.
Well, we used to bar cockneys. Well, no, but those sort of like professional wacky cockneys.
Yeah.
Because it's that great Orwell thing, isn't it? The moon underwater, the perfect pub. You know the idea.
Yeah.
Little novel, but not a novel story.
I read that.
It's good, but there's fruit machines get on my fucking tits. I just think if you go into a pub and there's a fruit machine, you go, well, it's just going to sit in the corner making noise, taking your money. It doesn't add anything to the ambience for anyone.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, general knowledge machine. I'll give you that, but I'm kind of like. I mean, I love a pub.
Yeah.
And to me, I think one thing probably lager. I think we can get rid of lager. No one needs fucking lager.
Right, get him off the fucking... Surrounded by lager.
But where was I the other day? I was in Dubai doing a courses gig, and they had literally the bar. I'm a Guinness drinker generally.
Yeah. I like Guinness.
But I'm also like I used to be a lager drinker, but as time's gone on, I've just done taste of anything.
Yeah.
But they had literally a bar along this, and they had like 12 different kinds of lager. Yeah. And then like a gassy John Smith's or something.
Yeah.
And it was like every kind of lager I hated. It was one of those pubs in Dubai that's desperately trying to look like a pub. It's not a pub.
Yeah,
it's the basement of a hotel in the desert.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're allowed a lager or two, but a good one. They have a Budvar or something.
Yeah.
And then what else would I bar? Not mobile phones. People who are, I think, not you can't really ban mobile phones now, but they're, sort of talking while you're on your phone. People would be.
Oh yeah,
no. Yeah.
But then everyone, you can't bring your phone to the bar because how'd you fucking pay for your drinks?
Yes, you are right.
There is that.
The general knowledge machine in pubs down here are different, man. You've just got to try and work out who your dad is.
I do agree with the bandit things. I never gamble. Like, and then he gathers round, and I've seen people fight over them.
Yeah.
Because someone lose all their money. and then they run to the bar and get more pound coins. Someone will come and sit quickly and put a pound coin.
Gambling is just a horrible thing.
Yeah,
generally.
I know.
It's quite a human thing. I think it's not pubs though. So because the one thing that really drives me up the wall is music in restaurants.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to eat. Have you ever had that thing of like someone comes up to you and go? There's a great line in one of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books where someone comes up to Arthur Dent's table with the guitar and starts playing music until Arthur gives him a lot of money not to.
Yeah.
And it is that.
Yeah.
But actually, in a pub, it's all right. But not shit music. Shit music in pubs.
Yeah.
I've got to be in charge. I mean, I like a pub.
Basically, all about you in the pub.
It's all about me. Yeah. In my white gloves, going not that song.
No, not that one.
No, I do like a good jukebox. I think is a good thing in a pub.
I can imagine you like a bit of jazz, doesn't you?
Not wildly. I mean, a bit of John Coltrane.
If I saw you
walked
walk
into a pub and it was playing jazz, I'd be like, that's not what I want to hear in a pub.
But if I saw
I'm
you,
more of an indie boy.
if I saw you walk in with your cravat and all that.
Yeah, and my white gloves.
And you started. I can imagine just walking into that with that guy. Just go confidently get it and you start playing the piano.
Yeah.
That kind of guy.
Well, that kind of cunt would be barred immediately. Piano playing men in cravats. So they are definitely out.
Guys, this will be the end of the episode.
Plugs.
Yeah, so Al's got a couple of gigs to plug.
Well, my main one at the moment is actually next Wednesday, 19th. I do a breast cancer benefit at Hertford Theatre every year, which is nearly sold out, but about 10, 20 tickets left. Mark Steele, Rob Deering, Paul McCaffrey, Esther Manito.
Nice.
It's going to be fantastic. And if anyone is listening to this in the Hertford area, I will be I'm teaching. I'm becoming a teacher next year, doing a stand-up course, which is going to be announced this week. So if you're in the area and fancy popping along, you can, and you don't think I'm a complete prick who said nothing of value, then come and learn a bit more.
So what we'll do, the cancer research thing, we'll give it a share in our story, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Because the time it comes out, it won't be on. Well, no, the time it comes out,
I thought you said, because by the time this comes out, it won't be on.
What do you mean? No, I mean,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so we'll share it up on a thing.
Yeah.
But one of the best guests you've had in a while, even though he is Polish. And he's in Bargoed tonight, we want to see. Yeah. And he did a class last night. Did you enjoy last night?
I had a great time. Really enjoyed it.
Good. Yeah. With a new club being built now, so come down to that as well.
I would love to. I was
going a session in Swansea then.
I would very much.
I'm selling to you now.
Sounds very good to me.
Yeah. Bring your white gloves.
I'll be standing at your favourite bar at 11 o'clock going, we would like another drink. My actor friend and I. The face of Tato.
So that's it, guys. Like, subscribe, rev, and all the usual shit. I'll see you later.
Yeah, ta-da.
Bye.
We'll ignite the night.